Hello everybody, it's a nice fine day today, nice and bright, so nice to talk to you again. I'm talking this morning about the forthcoming Sunday. It's not an ordinary Sunday of the year, it's the Feast of St. Peter and Paul, and so I've decided to do something rather on that line rather than on the Sunday readings. Well, have you ever been involved in reading stories to young children? You know, it can get very weary because they want to go over and over and over again. Well, by the time we reach adulthood, of course, we've got out of that sort of thing, but at the same time, we do like to hear family stories over again. You do hear the same stories coming between families, you hear them over and over again. So, it's a similar sort of thing I find with the Bible. There are some stories in the Bible that I like to hear over again. For instance, I'm quite fascinated always by the book of Jonah. Not only because he was swallowed by a whale, of course, but the whole of that story of the shipwreck. Well, it is the ship, the storm at sea, and the sailors trying to save themselves in the ship and how they do it, and so on and so on. Now, the story may or may not have ever happened, but what's important about the story, of course, are the lessons that we learn from it. There are other stories too in life, and there's the one story that I particularly like about St. Peter. It's the Quo Vadis story, and the little church that commemorates that event. You've heard it before because I've told it several times, I'm sure in St. Mary's, so you've heard it before, but I like to hear it over and over again. It brings back memories to me of getting the 118 bus out of Rome, going towards the catacombs, going through the walls, and past the little church and onto the Appian Way, which is the road which St. Paul first came to Rome on as a prisoner, as described in the Acts of the Apostles. Well, you probably remember the story. Peter is leaving Rome at a time when there's been a good deal of persecution. There's a serious persecution going on, and so he's escaping out of the city into the countryside. And on the way, at the point really where the little church is, he meets Jesus. Jesus coming the other way towards him. And he's absolutely astonished. And he says to him, Domine quo vadis? Domine quo vadis? Where are you going? Lord, where are you going? Where are you going? And he says in reply, I'm going into the city to be crucified again. And with that, he vanishes. Well, Peter, of course, knew what he meant, and the memories came flooding back, not just the memory of denying the Lord and then bursting into tears when the cock crowed, but also he'd remember the time too when Jesus asked him, did he love him, and went on to say, feed my lambs and feed my sheep. And he'd remember too Jesus saying, I am the good shepherd. I don't run away when the wolf comes. The hireling is the person who runs away. And Peter thinks to himself, yes. And he thinks too of St. Paul ticking him off. I don't know whether you remember that occasion. It was in Antioch. Now St. Peter had agreed with the Council of Jerusalem that Gentile Christians should not be obliged to follow Jewish practices. But when, a few years later, Peter in Antioch, kowtowing to that Jewish Christian sect which was wanting all converts to follow Jewish practices. They wanted to go against that decision, and there's St. Peter sort of kowtowing to it, and St. Paul ticking you off. Paul, with whom he was a collaborator, and with whom together they, of course, are regarded as the founders of the church in Rome. And it is, of course, it's that feast day today that we commemorate, the feast of St. Peter and Paul, founders of the church in Rome. So this Sunday then, that annual feast, St. Peter and St. Paul. Now, in this country today, there's little chance of our having to confront being martyred in the way Peter and Paul were having to confront that. But there are difficult situations in life where, like Peter, we might be inclined to run away. Perhaps not literally so, but you know, those occasions when we keep our heads down. We pretend the problem isn't there, or we just hope in our heart of hearts that it will just go away. Ever felt like that? Ever acted like that? But then we think of his impetuousness, you know, his first thought, get out of the city, without thinking of the implications that he was leaving them behind, whereas a leader, he should have been there to help and encourage them. Feed my sheep. Have you ever made decisions like that? Decisions that have come back to haunt you. I certainly have. At the same time, like Peter, have we got that willingness to turn round and go back and try and mend fences? And so, my prayer, God our Father, through the intercession of Saints Peter and St. Paul, founders of the church in Rome, guide church leaders and all of us to appreciate our weaknesses, to acknowledge our mistakes, and be prepared to attempt to put them right. And we ask this through Jesus Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And thank you all for listening.